is Christ, he warns us against allowing things to take precedence in our lives. Here it is, Matthew 10:37. He who loves the father or mother more than me is not worthy of me. And he who loves a son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me. That's why in this season, here it is, you can't allow others to steal your joy. Somebody declares it, not this season. You done sold it last season, but I can't let folks steal my joy in this season. Because I'm like the old folks, you say, this joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. And the world can't take it away. Matter of fact, I got so much joy that I make myself happy. I smile when there ain't nothing funny to laugh about. I lift my hands when there ain't nothing funny around me. I just make myself joyful because I made a determination in my life in this season. I can't allow people to steal my joy. Here it is, over there in Colossians, the 2nd chapter, the 16th verse. So let no one judge you in food or in drink, or regarding the festivals or new moon of Sabbaths. Here it is. People have a way of stealing your joy. Here's the key word, if you let them. If you let them, people are going to be people. And you can't walk around depending on people for joy. Some of us walk around, we want somebody just, every time we want somebody to make us happy. You can't walk around depending on people for joy. Stop depending on people to make you happy. And start learning how to understand that the joy of the Lord, I said the joy of the Lord is your strength. Learn how to look in the mirror when nobody else is going to encourage you. Learn how to stand there and encourage yourself and say, despite what it looks like, I'm going to make it out of this. Despite everything the devil has put in my way, I'm going to make it out of this. I may not can see the light at the end of this tunnel, but I declare by the Holy Ghost, I'm going to make it out of this. I dare somebody that's sanctified, got sanctified joy in your soul to open your mouth and say, whatever it looks like, I got enough joy on the inside of me to speak to my condition and speak to my circumstances and say, I'm going to make it out of this. It's like the songwriter wrote the song. What it's called joy, unspeakable joy. Joy full of glory, joy full of hope, joy that the world hasn't given to me and the world can't take away. It is joy that resides on the inside. It says people will steal your joy if you let them. Not only will people steal your joy, possessions will steal your joy. When you are so focused on stuff, on things, what somebody else got that you don't got, joy is lost. Joy is lost when believers have words without actions. When you become busy without purpose. When relationship fail to provide mutual nourishment. When you serve without a Sabbath. Spiritual gifts are used without God's power. You lose your joy. When Christians possess great theology without accurate spirituality, you lose your joy. When we exercise faith without self-examination and accountability, we lose our joy. In fact, You remember when Paul, he refused to allow joy from his heart to be stifled. And he chose joy in the midst of the crisis he faced. The discomfort that he was experiencing could not compare with the ultimate experience that Christ was being exalted in his life. And so Paul says, to live is Christ, and to die is gain. That's why it is essential to spend time sitting at the feet of Jesus. Verse 42 says, but one thing is needed, and Mary has chosen that, somebody say that good part, which will not be taken away from her. We can know the overpowering peace and joy which Christ's presence alone gives when we spend time focused on him and his word. Psalm 16:11 declares, write it down, you show me the path of life, and your presence is the fullness of joy, and at your right hand are pleasures forevermore. We need to develop, watch this, here it is, a listening heart. No matter what we're doing, we must learn to go through our day with an inner ear turned to God. It's what we call that still small voice. There was a story that was told, hasten to a close. There was many years, there was a little boy that was given a priceless possession. His grandfather, not too long before he died, gave him this gold pocket watch. He treasured it. His grandfather said, I treasured this watch for all the years that I had it. And I'm passing it along to you, and I want you to treasure it as well. So he told him, you take care of it. And every time you look at this and you open it up, I want you to know how much I love you and how much you mean to me. It was one day, the young boy was working at his father's ice plant, and he lost the watch amid all the ice that was on the floor and all the sawdust that was there. He could not find the watch. He was ankle deep in the stuff, could not find it. He searched and he searched and he started scratching, and he became frantic that he could not find the watch. So suddenly the boy realized what to do. He said, I looked all over, I couldn't find the watch. I tore up this place, couldn't find the watch. He says, it hit me of what I should do. And so he stopped scurrying around. He stopped throwing stuff around. He stopped digging through stuff, and he simply became still. And he became still, so still that he said, if I can hear the ticking of the watch, then I can identify where the watch is. And so here it is, in all of our hustle and our bustles of life, God is saying to us, sometimes you got to learn how to take a deep breath and learn how to pause and learn how to be still and know that I am God. Every now and then you got to learn how to just take a step back and realize that there are some things in my life that I'm not in control of. That there's some things I come to realize that I can't handle, I can't control. But there is somebody who is greater than me. That whenever God shows up at my table, whenever he shows up at my house, whenever God shows up in my situation, it gives me a sense of comfort that if God shows up, then something miraculous is getting ready to happen. And I just need to talk to about 20 folks in the building that says I have the testimony that there's been times in my life that I have been bent out of shape. There's been times in my life that I have been confused by this world. There's been times in my life that I have been an emotional wreck. But I thank God that he knows how to show up right in the nick of time. Matter of fact, can I say it like grandmama used to say it? He may not come when you want him to come, but I wish I had a witness in the building that say he's always right on time.